and towards the back, including Adam Carroll, who starts 19th on this grid after engine problems yesterday. Viso plumb last after finishing yesterday with an underweight car. There's the light board. It's Pla and Garcia at the front of the grid. Let's see how they roll here. Bang and underway. Olivier Blanc lights up the wheels. Maybe he's done it just a little bit too much too soon. And Garcia, has he got him? No, Blanc's managed to nail it. And down he comes into the first curve. Oh, there's going to be contact here. Is there some cars running wide? They're going to get very, very dirty here. There's a good run-off safety area, thank goodness. And they're clean through. Amazingly, they're clean through. It's Olivier Blanc out front, though. Delight for DPR. And contact at that corner, is it? Well, they just about got away with it this time around. There was contact yesterday and saw the end of the race for 3 cars in all. Not this time, but everyone jostling for position and on board as well with Rosberg here. Rosberg had a great charge yesterday. Alvarez at Campos Racing, I beg your pardon, having a look a little bit further back, further ahead. There was Rosberg just going through your screen there. He's already made a great move, and he's already up to 6th spot here, Jamie.
Yeah, made a great start. I mean, it's quite interesting that he kept quite clean coming off start. Actually, I mean, there was a few cars when you have a regulation. I mean, that's it basically. You can't change the ruling for different people. So. You know, they're just unfortunate that they had the car underweight. They've obviously calculated something wrong, they've weighed it wrong or something, and that's what happens.
Trouble for Piccioni, and you saw there, that is Rosberg on board with him now, and it's hostilities resumed, it seems, with Kovalainen, the man very, very close to him. It's Rosberg's made a great move, and to get that for me is going to be the battle today, because that really is where the championship lies for the time being. There's a 10-point gap between them. Big lockups here. They are locked together, aren't they? In battle here. Oh, I think he's got him down on the inside. He's going to take it. He's going to juice it off here, and that's another spot up for Rosberg. He's on an absolute flyer. He's got everything, it seems. Of course, he's got a lot of help from Dad as well, I imagine.
Well, I mean, you know, you have to do the job on the circuit, but it's probably helping having Keke as a father. But you can't take nothing away from how he's been driving recently. I mean, he's been doing a great job.
Kovalainen and speed in the sights of Rosberg, and he's starting to pick his way through. It's Olivier Pla is our leader. He did a great job at the start, and there is a spinner that we missed just off camera. And I think we did actually see in the 24 car of Piccioni. That's just showing the incident before. That's very, very quick. Nearest man to him is Pantano, and he's running almost 2 seconds adrift of that time. And look at this, they're getting Larry here.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great time, Carlton, what you said there with Olivier Pla. I mean, there's no reason why he can't do it again. I mean, they took the victory at Silverstone, starting from pole position after finishing 8th in the first race. And again, for this one, you know, he started from pole position. I think that they can be quite quick, and they've proved that now in the past. And in the times that they're setting at the moment, then you know, they're looking pretty strong.
Kovalainen and Lapierre really having a look at each other as Rosberg has just annoyed the pair of them, and is starting to get the attention of Scott Speed. There's the start. It was a beauty by Pla. I thought he'd actually overspun the wheels, and it looked like a nightmare towards the back there, almost getting into the pit wall. Let's have a look at it. Watch the rear of your screen, a mid to late. Whoa, dear, oh dear, they were lucky to get away with that. Very, very fortunate.
Probably more shocked than anything else to see the wall heading towards them.
And 5 wide at that point. There is a runoff area, and a very, very well placed one. And if you are a spectator here, what a scream they have coming down into this area. And it was Rosberg that kept it nice and safe, kept his race alive, kept the wheels very, very clean as well. That was a tidy piece of driving, wasn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, they're very, very close going into the corner. I mean, it's just fortunate that we've got all this runoff on the outside of the corners these days. I mean, you can make moves like this now and then continue in the race.
Well, Rosberg holding his nerve, keeping it clean. He said yesterday that when they came into the pits, he had a very, very slow pit stop. He said he didn't care because he just wanted to make sure he got it right so that he could get it right back on track. We've got a pitter. It's Alvarez. Hardly surprising. He's come in. You don't have to pit in this one, which means he's got a problem. There's Scott Speed having a look and moving through. Was that Garcia? He's just backed. Well, Rosberg will be desperate to get back at this. He probably fancies his chances against Garcia a little bit more. Scott Speed caused all sorts of problems. He's a handy driver, the American, a lot of riding on his shoulders, it has to be said. And I think that was Well, it was an absolute nightmare for one of the Red Bull cars. Got very, very deep off, dragging on a load of dust. Managed to hold on to it. I think it was Canal Tam in the one of the back markers already going a lap down. It was wasn't Alvarez, perhaps one of the others. But Rosberg here is well, he's on a march. Nobody can stop him. He's got the talent, most certainly. And here he comes, Rosberg past Garcia. That's what he needed. That's what he wanted. And got himself close enough. Made it look extremely easy. Andy is 2.2 seconds. Pantano, one of those names that's been shining brightly for some time now. And we're just having a look at the 10 car. There's contact there. Oh, there's contact as Yoshimoto tries to battle his way through. He's feeling kind of ignored, Yoshimoto. He got himself a podium in the sprint race. A lot of fist shaking going on here. Nice to see that he's having a go here. A lot of people say it was attrition that got Yoshimoto the podium spot in race 2. Not a bit of it. He knows how to drive, doesn't he?
Certainly does, yeah. And Lopez getting very, very close then to the back of Yoshimoto's car. And I think he's probably just quite happy then that he didn't swipe the front wing off.
And just behind them is Adam Carroll running in 12th spot. And if these boys do have to, oh, how on earth did they stay clean there? Just what sort of damage could have been picked up?
Probably quite a lot more than actually was.
Yeah.
It looked a bit of a lunge to me, really, but I think a little bit ambitious on what he can do once he manages to get a little bit of clean air, if he can get clean air.
If he possibly can. And Alvarez is in the pits, and I think we might have seen Adam Carroll actually moving up a spot.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the ins and outs of the results of this race obviously are going to be at the moment, but it's difficult to say. I mean, they've obviously got a good race car. They've got a good race setup, and that's obviously boding well for them. But I think now they need to really try and concentrate on the qualifying car to improve that and to get them further up the grid for the first race.
There are no hiding places in these teams. You quite often get sort of a star performer and somebody who's not running quite as well. You have the same resources, but to be fair, you can set
more so than Pantano. So those two have to be a little bit careful, probably, when they're dicing together.
Well, we're going to take a commercial break in just a few moments' time. Got to pay the bills, but Pantano keeps lining it up under pressure from Speed, and Speed's all over the back of him, and Rosberg waiting as well as Yoshimoto just vaults the wall and ends his day cruising.
So I did see it twice going into the stadium that he's locked the front left. This is Pantano.
I've spotted 3 or 4 now.
3 or 4 you've spotted, yeah. So, if he's held the brake on too long, then for sure it's not going to be much good, and it wears basically as we say, a flat spot on the tyre, which gives massive vibration through the car. I mean, it's unbelievable. It even shakes the eyes, in their sockets when you're driving along. So it makes vision, and we've got a move coming on here.
This is it. Scott Speed has a look. He's going one way, and Rosberg fancies it as well. Pantano is going to lock up. I think Rosberg's going to take the pair of them. Oh, and he's spun himself out. Just overjuiced it. We said there's a lot of power on board here, and you can get it wrong. He's got dirty tyres now as well, and Garcia's going to fancy this one as well as the second started to tick by. There's Garcia suddenly coming in. He was 10 seconds behind him, but that will shorten that gap, I'm sure, to around about 4 or something like that. Let's have a look at the pair of them here. Scott Speed had a look one way, and it was Rosberg who took a big gamble. He said, no, thank you very much. I'm going to take a different route to you boys. And I think he just suddenly got too excited. He tried to overjuice it there. Round came the back wheels, all 580 horsepower, suddenly getting on too quickly, and that was the error he made, and that's a shame for him, but it makes great racing for us. Scott Speed had a very, very optimistic run through there. Rosberg tried to slam the door, just lost the back end.
Yeah, lucky to save the engine, really. Got it back down to first gear and pulled away again, but he knew he had to get on the...
As this one heads towards a climax here, 23 laps in, 24 next time by, and it's only 27 this one. Time is running out for those who are wanting to pose a challenge. I think Kovalainen is going to be stuck with that 1 point, and Rosberg, well, he had a chance there to vault up and pick up 5 on this day. He'd have been in second place. As it is now, he's in 4th, and I just wonder whether he's got it to do. That was Adam Carroll just sparking the tyres up as well, lighting the tyres. And Scott Speed, he'll certainly know what his rubber smells like here. But Olivier Plat takes the checkered flag, and let's see the interval at the line. Phenomenal race from Olivier Plat. He did everything right. Pantano taking